Hey, universe! Why is it my dog always gives me that look when I'm singing? That look of, why are you singing? Is that fair? Do I sing that poorly? Does Phoebe have to give me the look of, I approve of everything you do, well, except when you sing with your earbuds in, and then I really don't approve of that. Well, you can see, universe, here at 9:31 on the 10th of January, I'm goddamn well rested, that's for sure. I haven't taken mushrooms for, well, no, let's see, I haven't taken mushrooms for 8 hours, but I didn't really take mushrooms. I just took a cap and a stem because I got stranded in the middle of nowhere and had to walk home, and it took me an hour and 10 minutes to walk home. So I figured the best way to make an hour and 10 minute walk home at 11:40 at night palatable was to use words not like palatable, but manageable. And in being manageable, well, it was a lot more manageable on a little bit of 4th of July festival light show than it would have been in any other condition. I mean, it still sucked, right? Hour and 10 minute walk at 11:30 at night. It's the kind of thing that happens when you're a bike rider. But, I said I was wide awake, and then I leaned into the pillows and I found out maybe I'm not as wide awake as I thought. But I'm awake. In fact, I'm so awake, I don't really know what to talk about. I mean, I've had 15 thoughts of, okay, I'll go talk about that this morning already. And so I could talk about any of those. But I could also talk about the phrase made you think. I wrote that one center of my bedroom note recently because I've been just having, is revelation really the word? Maybe. I'm going to have to go really investigate the root terminology of that, or etymology of that word. Etymology? How about I just stop using words I don't understand and start using words I do? I would like to know what makes us think new thoughts. What makes us have revelation? Believe that we are now a member of this thought camp, not the one we were previously just before we now have this thought, which makes us progress to this thought camp. How does that happen? How do you get made to think? What's the stimuli? What's the input? What's the receiving end of, I now think differently because I've experienced the world like this? Well, the reason I'm coming up with that question is in some ways walking through the back door of behavioral analysis to get to that root consideration. What the fuck did I mean by that? Well, this. I had an experience over the last 24 hours that 20 years ago honestly would have derailed me. And not only did it not derail me, but it strengthened my sense of internal fortitude. As if to say, stupidly I suppose, this is a test. Can you pass? And it was such a different reaction to the circumstances that I would have had 20 years ago that I almost laughed at the idea of who I used to be. That I could be so petty and disingenuous with myself to let things like a random string of circumstances that go awry get to me in a personal way. The whole world is full of random circumstances that are going awry, none of which are personal. None of which. And walking home last night, as I even estimating how long it was going to take, and then it took 25 minutes longer than I thought it would. So everything I could possibly have mentally frameworked to go one way failed. I just kept having another round of, are you kidding me? And my reaction to it all was to get in a better mood. I I don't even know who this guy is in the skin suit anymore. I really don't. Pause. Okay. So, you know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't done my rules. And what's funny is, I don't really want to talk about last night. It's not that I won't, because fuck, I'll talk about anything. But I suppose last night is still so foreign to me that I'm not sure how to process it. If ever I think I'm crazy, it's in moments like this. Because last night should have set me off. I should be up this morning, pounding walls, furious at something that is undeservedly taking my ire because of circumstances last night that just happened to go the way they went. My reaction to that would be, the universe wronged me. And yet it didn't. It never did. It never has. And it never will. Circumstances are what they are. It's just a question of how well you can parry and dodge and properly redirect energy so as to remain stable, tranquil, and at peace with yourself at all times. And in fact, if when facing adversity, you face it correctly, you can walk through adversity with more momentum than it hit you. That doesn't make any sense at all, but it's true. And again, these aren't revelations I've worked toward. I haven't been praying to God for years for some sort of insight into how I can elevate myself, even in the circumstances that are most against me. Like coughing in your face. Pause. In fact, I'll go so far as to say, I didn't even know I should be asking for this revelation. What the fuck, man? A revelation where, could you please teach me how I can walk through that which is the most uncomfortable circumstances and come out more graceful and self-determined on the other end? No. No, it was always, can you give me the strength to weather the goddamn storms? And now it's like, what storm? So what if the wind's blowing 80 miles an hour? Just turn the other direction and walk with the wind. Look how much boost that gives you. Really? Who is this guy? Okay. You know the turtle in Kung Fu Panda? Yeah, that guy. Okay, not that I look like a turtle. Wait, do I look like a turtle? I don't think I do, but I'm as old as a turtle. So if I were a character in the DreamWorks universe... Wait, is Kung Fu Panda DreamWorks? Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah. Yeah, can I picture the opening to that? Yeah, I think so. It's not Pixar. No. DreamWorks. If I were a character in the DreamWorks universe, well, shit, I'd want to be any character in Kung Fu Panda, really. But the turtle is an underestimated response. And another thing about last night is all of the seductive traps that usually were set up for me to fall into were there. And I refrained from even tempting myself. I don't have a framework to describe the change in me. I've been afraid to put myself to the test a little bit, in a sense that I could prove myself full of shit. If I were to face certain circumstances, I might still walk out thinking, well, that proves I am full of shit. But test after test, circumstance after circumstance, just awkward to ethereal to unexpected to planned and gone awry, I am unflappable. I cannot stop embracing myself in real time. I find myself to be exactly who I want to be now. And I keep finding myself in circumstances that make me more confident that I'm doing things exactly as I should be doing them. It's a level of self-evolving I didn't really know to even pursue. So when I describe how none of this feels direct outcome from pre-planned, executed activities, I mean it. I'm aligning in spite of all of the chaos that's always been my underpinning. It's as if all of my metronomes are currently directly in sync. And I've never had more than 2 playing to the same rhythm. If even then, that might be too generous. So I'm a little overwhelmed by how much purpose my life has already shown me in the last 5 years compared to the lack of purpose it showed me over the 45 previous years. And it's accelerating. I'm finding I'm more at peace. I'm more tranquil. I am more giving, kind, understanding, and forgiving. I am more myself. I am more beneficial to the universe than I was just a year ago, and I thought I had peaked then. So, no more limits, no more expectations, no more feeling of, well, what can't I do? When right now the universe keeps sending me signals, seemingly there's nothing I can't do. So, the idea of labeling myself, limiting myself, telling you this is what I am, this is all I can do, I don't know what my potential is anymore. I feel like if I will allow myself to think it doesn't have boundaries, then where I will go next is unimaginable. And when I say that, I tingle like from head to toe, as if I know I'm telling truth to myself. And the connections I've had with just insight, problem solving, coordination. One of the reasons I was so upset about misevaluating how long it was going to take me to walk home was that I had made a fundamental mistake in my math, just assessing blocks. And I thought to myself, well, at least do the initial gathering of data correctly. Otherwise, of course, your output's wrong. And so I had felt like I had rushed the problem. Admittedly, I was walking home in sub-freezing temperatures and carrying 25 pounds of shit. And, there was reasons to let your math skills deteriorate in the moment. But I still was pissed at myself because those fundamental fact-gathering expeditions need to be right. If you're going to base your decision-making on the data you collect in real time, then collect the data with purpose and intent so it's right. Making that... what was that? You heard that too, didn't you? Okay. So, Lily's on the loose. Is that Lily? Fuck, Phoebe just got up. Oh no, Phoebe's coming in here. Okay, good. Lily's on the loose, meaning she's out of whatever was holding her. I saw her grandmother yesterday, and the reason that I made contact with her grandmother is because I felt Lily's presence too directly not to think that Lily might be around. And now I have confirmation, so I know she's shadow stalking me. Oh, wish meet that at some point today, tomorrow, next week, next month, she's going to knock on my door. I don't know why she hasn't done it already. She's been out now a week. Wait, more than a week. Today's the 10th. She's been out 9 days, because she was out on the 2nd. So, 9 days, and she hasn't contacted me. I have changed my phone number, so that's point number 1. I don't think she would just stop by after knowing that I changed my phone number, because she would think that I changed my phone number to get the fuck away from her, which is a little bit true. But not true at all, because I left my phone number with her grandmother yesterday and told her, if you see her again, which I know she will, give her my phone number. So it may be a while before Lily actually feels comfortable enough to contact me, because I'm pretty sure she thinks I want her the fuck away from me. Just like everybody else at some point in her life has told her to get the fuck away from me. And from what I understand, she was given the address of a halfway house in Evergreen, which is a hell of a long way from where we are. So how that makes any sense, I don't know. But maybe she actually is staying in some sort of state or mental facility sponsored halfway program. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Even if she showed up right now and told us that's what's happening, who knows? Probably not. So the point is, do you want to know the point? Should I tell you the point? Because when I say the point is, I'm being a dick. So, sorry. But Lily will be making an appearance soon enough. And I recognize that chaos is coming back into my life. And what it makes me think is I have to fortify. I have to get the house in impenetrable condition for Lily to come through. It's like as if a hurricane, a hurricane's 6 days away. So batten down the hatches, baby, because it's gonna blow in. And when it does, well, if the windows aren't secure, there'll be broken glass everywhere. So that plus, I have my sensory deprivation tank activity tomorrow with my co-star Brisa, and we are going to podcast all about it. She has never been in a sensory deprivation tank, so we are going to do one tomorrow and have a pre- and post-game chat about it. Because I have a feeling, especially because Brisa has very little experience with mind-altering chemicals. In fact, none, I think. I can't speak for her specifically, but I believe that's true. This will be as close to a mind-altering chemical event as she's ever experienced. And I think Brisa is a little mushroom waiting to be unlocked. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but I am very excited for this activity, given the guest who is going to be co-piloting with me. So look forward to that. And I've also got 4 or 5 other people who I've conceptually figured out how to bring them onto the podcast. I think they're all interesting people, and I think I can give them opportunities. I don't know, to be a regular recurring guest, which I think Brisa is a ripe candidate for, but at least an interesting 1, 2, 3 off, depending on how interested they are in the subject matter. But talking about things like how we became illegal, the history of drug culture in America, the emergence of porn and what it's done to 21st century relationships, and what it's like to get old in this goddamn country. And those are just some of the things that I think are tappable with expertise in my immediate orbit. So I'll be bringing more people on as I can think of ways to bring them on that make them look as glorious as Brisa looks, but Brisa's pretty damn glorious, so it's going to be hard to do that every time. But I do think there are methods to get anybody who's interested about something they're interested in talking about that becomes engaging no matter what. So that's really what I'm trying to envision for the next, month, as it were. But at some point, Lily's going to blow in and blow all that apart. And so what today will be spent doing is day 1 of preparing for Hurricane Lily. And, I wonder if people had to do this for me. I wonder if they knew that I was around, and therefore they had to batten down their own hatches, whether it be emotional or literal. Because when I say I see myself in Lily, the part that I see in myself in Lily is the disregard for what other people are experiencing because of your behavior. I never took it to the extent that Lily took it and takes it and continues to take it. But I took it enough to have felt that I was taking. And that level of imbalance is unacceptable. unacceptable in a universe that if you'll just commit to staying balanced, will show you that even in the worst of circumstances, it's possible to come out for the better. And that, if anything, is what this year will be about. So bring it on, Lily. Where's your 5'1 3/4" maniacal little self? Huh? You up in Evergreen? I doubt it. If you're listening to this, come knock on my door, because that's better than me finding you in my garage, smoking meth, or whatever else you might be doing with your life these days. Tranquility, elevation, simplicity, calm, yes.